ask y'all to do something without the band, because you don't have a band at your house. Can God get a praise without the band? If you don't need a band, it's great if you have them. It's great to have Pastor William McDowell trap the screen. But is there anybody that'll give God praise? Oh boy. Subway praise. Back of the cab praise. Walking your kids to school praise. Baby daddy tripping, but I'm not moved because God still shows up praise. Didn't know how he was gonna pay the bills, but Jesus came in at the last minute praise. Are there any real praisers? Some raw praisers. Not just Sunday, but I praised him Tuesday afternoon about 3:45. Where are those praises? I'm gonna give you about 12 hot seconds. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Hallelujah. So there's a scripture in Matthew chapter 16, starting at the 13th verse. Jesus was hanging out with his 12 disciples, and they were taking a walk in a place called Caesarea Philippi, and he asked them a very profound question. He said, "Who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" And so the disciples started reasoning amongst themselves. They're like, well, some say you John the Baptist. Others say you one of the prophets. Some say you might be Elijah. I just roll with you because you turn water into wine. I'm like, turn up. But then one of the disciples named Peter, he said, "You're the Christ, the Son of the living God." And Jesus said, "Flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, Peter, but my Father in heaven. And you're no longer Peter, no longer Simon. I'm calling you Peter because upon this rock I'm going to build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it." I want to talk for a few minutes from the subject. We are the church. Do me a favor, high five 3 people, tell them we are the church. Tell somebody, we it, baby, we it, this is it. With respect to every pastor and every leader that's in the audience tonight, those who are on the side of the stage, can I let you know that when Jesus was on that cross, I promise you he was not dying for buildings. I'm gonna come over here. Follow me like, cause I run fast. Don't let the bigness fool you. I move quick. Jesus wasn't on the cross dying for denomination. Well, I'm holiness. Well, I'm Presbyterian. Well, I'm UPC. Well, I'm Baptist. Well, I'm Missionary Baptist. Well, I'm Primitive Baptist. Well, I'm Episcopalian. All denominations is organized brokenness. Because I can assure you, there is not a Baptist heaven, there is not a Methodist heaven, there is not a holiness heaven, there's not a non-denominational heaven, which, by the way, is a denomination. There is no black heaven, no white heaven, no Puerto Rican heaven, there is no Mexican heaven. There is one heaven with one Lord, with one Father, and one Holy Ghost. So we better learn how to get it right down here, because if you got a racist bone in your body, heaven is going to be a real problem for you. I need a 5-second praise break outside in Brooklyn. Tell somebody we are the church. I don't have a lot of time, but I gotta tell y'all that when Jesus was speaking, he was speaking in a region called Caesarea Philippi, which was known for its pagan worship. And this is interesting because y'all are in the middle of Brooklyn and y'all worshiping Jesus. Like, y'all not scared? Like, we ain't never scared. What? We ain't never scared. What? We ain't. Like, y'all with it. Because the world wants you to be quiet about your Jesus. Now, you can be loud about everything else. You can drink what you want, smoke what you want, sleep with who you want, but the moment you say Jesus, people get offended. I don't know. What is that? If you're going to be loud about your devil, I'm going to be louder about my Jesus. Where the loud Christians at? Where the loud saints at? Where the ones that God showed up at the last minute, did a miracle? Anybody ever seen Jesus? Why would I shut up for the one who saved me? Why do they call it the Big Apple? Because tradition holds that the fruit that Eve ate was an apple. They call this the Big Apple, symbolic of the big temptation. You can do anything in New York. You can try anything in New York. It's all good in New York. But what the devil didn't count on was a whole bunch of folk who loved Jesus showing up in the middle of a park on a random Thursday night. Because you do know that the worship that you are releasing right now is not just hanging out in the atmosphere, but it is changing this very borough. And when Brooklyn changes, everything changes. Because Brooklyn is the cultural mecca. Rap music, gospel music, arts, culture, philosophy, sports, medicine, banking, entertainment, and education. All of it finds its genesis right here in this borough. And if God can get a foothold in this borough, do you know what that does for the rest of the city? Do you know if revival breaks out in Brooklyn, revival breaks out in Little Rock, Arkansas, revival breaks out in Chicago? Y'all better fix this mic before I come out there. I was on a tiny plane coming up here. I'm fat, I'm sweating, just up here. Ain't no towel, ain't gave me no water, just a DJ, the hat on, and he in shape. You got a 6-pack, I got a 40 ounce, thank you. I got to pat it, because I don't want to scratch it, I just got it done, see? That's my new growth, got my baby hair that's popping. Y'all with the Mr. T, Jesus the Lord, boo. If God can do it in Brooklyn, he can do it anywhere. Jesus was asking the disciples a very important question. Y'all been seeing me minister now for a while. Who do people say that I am? So they started talking. Then he turned to them and said, but who do you say that I am? And the most important question for any believer is not what other people say about Jesus, but what do you say about Jesus? Because we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. Which means if you're quiet about Jesus, then maybe you don't love him as much as you say you do. Because I can ask you right now, what's the best restaurant to go to in Brooklyn? What's the best restaurant? Who got the best pizza in this borough? Y'all will advertise for folk that won't give you a nickel, but you quiet about what Jesus has done in your life. I'm trying to help them, sis. I'm trying to help them. See, I don't come here tonight trying to speak down to my brothers and sisters. The only reason I'm on the stage is because they got it elevated. Because I don't preach what I don't need myself. Because in the last year, the enemy almost took me straight out. I almost lost everything, my wife, my kids, because I didn't submit everything to God. So I come here knowing that the blood of Jesus can save you, turn your life around, restore your marriage. I know God can heal. I watched the doctor tell my mother she had weeks to live, and my mama looked flat in his face and said, I'm glad you said I have no hope. Now you can't get credit when God heals me. So I've seen God. Jesus said, who do you say that I am? The most important question for believers is, who is Jesus to you? Is he your Sunday morning hookup? Or is he the love of your life? Do you pencil Jesus into your schedule, or do you submit your schedule to his presence? Who is Jesus? When Jesus asked the question, they already knew the answer. He gave them the answer. He said, who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? They were not the brightest people in Israel. They're like, so say, John the Baptist, Elijah, I don't know. I'm just here. I don't know. And then it was the crazy one. Everybody say crazy. Peter, you know Peter was crazy. Because Peter was the same one who got the revelation, and he was also cutting people's ears off in the garden. Everybody needs a Peter in their life. Somebody crazy enough to believe God, but also got some revelation. You love God, but you still a little ghetto, slightly thuggish, slightly hood. Like what you say about my mama? You love God, but you still human. How many minutes I got? Like 1 minute? You ain't bring me. I done fly for 3 hours to preach for 8 minutes. It all started in 1973. I'm gonna be here all night. Griff, me and you look alike. We need to find out what our father was doing. You're my brother for real. Neither one of us got child support. I want you to get this, and then I'm gonna be finished and who's coming up next? I ain't gonna tell them who. Somebody special? Who y'all got back there? Oh, ooh, that's a surprise. Don't tell them. But people don't know 50 Cent got a gospel record. Is he back? I'm joking, because some of y'all owe him money. I need to give you this geographical point about where Jesus said, upon this rock, I'll build my church. He wasn't talking about Peter. He was talking about a physical location, because the actual physical place where Jesus was standing was above what is known as the Cave of Pan, which is a Greek god known for fertility and overt sexuality. And as I close, Jesus chose the most gully, raw, dishonorable place, and he said, on this very ground where the devil think he owns it, I'm gonna build my church right here. In the most broken place with the most broken people, I will get glory. So I say that to say this: there's nothing that you or I have done that could cause God to walk away from us. So I speak life to every person that's been struggling. Maybe your money is tripping. Maybe your child is strung out. Maybe somebody's on meth. Maybe somebody else is heroined out. But I can tell you this: the blood of Jesus is greater than anything you and I will ever face. And he's not looking for perfect people. He's looking for willing people. And he will build his church. And he don't need Manhattan to do it. He doesn't need stockbrokers to do it. He could do it with single moms and broken homes. He could do it with teenagers. He could do it with old deacons over at the corner church. He will use anybody at any moment, at any time, to get the glory. And so if you are a part of the church that God can trust, then stand up on your feet right now and let's give God about 30 seconds of praise as I end my time, because we are the church. Every culture, every race, every denomination, every borough, every individual.